been fabulous.
The Courier would have been the first brilliant product they've ever done.
And you could have, if they could have integrated that with the Xbox One, it might have been.
And Bill Gates said, "Kill it." He fucking destroyed the Courier. If
and
you ever
Ballmer
get a chance to look,
have his own nuts to
to
say.
Exactly. If you ever get a chance, go Google or YouTube the Microsoft Courier. Especially, there's a YouTube video that was actually that half the footage was live demo, and it was
it's
fucking
kind of
astounding.
like the
Basically,
Nintendo DS.
It was like this. It was like,
but full size.
It was
like that.
It was
so
literally
you could have the two screens.
It was two iPads on a common hinge, and they both worked together, and they talked across to each other, and worked independently as well. And it was and the problem was it was a completely new operating system they had to run on it, and Bill Gates didn't like it because it didn't use enough of their back-end infrastructure apps that regular business software would use.
And they could have beaten iPad to the punch.
Yeah!
That's the amazing thing. They really could have.
It was brilliant. It was
now the best they have to offer is the
Microsoft Surface Pro.
8 Surface thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
new emails.
Let's get on to our one email.
No,
new email.
Let's complain more about Microsoft and people that we pay for anyway.
Well, actually, can we move on to other systems and complain about them too? That would be fun.
Let's talk about Linux for a minute.
And
he's not even listening.
Linux is really great. I'm totally sold on it now.
Fuck Linux,
John.
So this is from our good friend Ian to the great Johnny Puns Musum.
Johnny
the
Puns.
ghost with the most.
Puns.
Scotticus Aurelius just had a birthday, so I'm now old as fuckicus. In Scott's defense, his birthday's not for another month.
Yep. Almost exactly.
Close enough.
Captain Steve Rogers, Debbie Dystopia, and Just Get in the Cage. Bow.
Nice.
I gotta bring Randy back on sometime.
We gotta get him back on.
He says, "Love the show as usual. Happy birthday, Scott. I hope your day consisted of strippers and blow."
Oh God!
Of course, by the strippers and blow, I mean sleeping in Matlock. You old fuck.
It could still be strippers, but it will probably include Geritol.
I'm just kidding. Seriously, happy birthday, man. As always, questions for the cast.
Yay.
1. Scott, I think we've been asked this before. Scott doing walk-in, interviewing walk-in, or walk-in doing Scott interviewing Scott.
I want to hear Walken interviewing Scott.
Hold on.
That's
Christopher Walken interviewing Scott.
So Christopher
Walken
Walken
would make me happy.
Doing an impression of Scott, interviewing Scott sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Scott would never get a second word in.
No, it's true. I try to answer, and it would. Well, eventually, I'm pretty sure what would happen is actually, if I had to answer something, he would have enough of a pause delay that I would think that he's done, and I'd start. And then the rest of the sentence, but he wouldn't be able to do anything with that last half of the sentence because I'm already moving. And eventually, go, would you? It would end quickly. Would you shut up? God damn! It's pretty much. It would literally be less than 5 minutes
to ask a question.
It would have been, so Scott, and we're going, yeah, shut up, I'm talking. Oh, sorry, shut up. See, that would be about that.
Well, okay.
Fucking mouthy. He doesn't stop talking ever. Can't get a question in edgewise, sideways, with a battering ram. Now you're talking. Fucking shut up. I will fucking stab you.
Oh dear.
There it is.
Well, okay.
It would end badly, I'm pretty sure, if I ever had to be interviewed by Christopher Walken.
So number 2. Musum delivering puns to Vigo, the Carpathian, or Musum delivering puns to Gozer?
Wow.
Yeah, I'd do Gozer. Just leave it at that.
I was going to say
the end of that question.
It's a lot. Well, it's
Thank
a
you
lot
for the question.
Well, see, gatekeeper, and keymaster. There's a lot more puns you can work with that, and they're easy puns.
Oh wait, Viggo Carpathian. That's the villain from
Ghostbusters 2.
Okay, I was thinking Viggo Mortensen. I was like, Carpathian? What the fuck does that have
I love
to do?
that. Vigo the Carpathian, and you're sitting there thinking of Aragorn, kind of going, so, how was it with the hobbits?
Yeah. What's up with that? Okay, number 3. Susie is a playable character in the Left 4 Dead series, or Susie as a character in the Saints Row series.
Dear.
Oh my God. Okay,
I'd have only she were for
okay,
that
knowing how much she doesn't really like Saints Row compared to
Left 4 Dead.
well, no, it's
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, compared to GTA. If I want to be a dick about it, I'd say Saints Row. But really, knowing Susie, I figure she'd probably feel much more at home between those two options in Left 4 Dead.
So here's my response.
Uh-oh.
I want her playing like she's in Left 4 Dead, but in Saints Row.
Oh, nice.
I think that would be comedy gold.
That'd be fantastic, and she'd be, and as long as she's given permission to be bitchy and sarcastic along the way, that would be goddamn fantastic.
Yeah, it'd fit perfectly. Stretch, do you have an answer?
Because she has.
No, I'm happy with those.
I was gonna say, because I can easily see her treating everybody in Saints Row, in the Saints Row universe, like zombies, with that, just like fuck you, boom. It'd be great.
Okay, number 4, Captain Steve Z and Company. If you could add Captain America to any DC story, which one would you choose?
One where he could actually save the storyline.
Like that's probably too great a job even for Captain America.
Literally, just Captain Joey, just boom, airdrop him into the whole Batwoman getting married thing, and somehow he actually like officiates a marriage, and they hijack the company and they black market put out the copies of the last comic, and it's fantastic, and then they like get married, they kiss, and they shoot themselves in the head, and it's all tragic.
Any story where Captain America can hit Batman in the head with his shield, like not the side, but like just the face.
Clang, yeah.
Yeah. Identity crisis, sure. They're like, oh god, knock Batman out, wipe out his memory. Captain America's like, clang. What were you guys doing again?
You really?
I didn't like that guy. He looked kind of like a villain.
Hit him in the head, and suddenly he's like, I'm Catman.
But see that? Can you see that argument? My parents are dead, dude. Everybody I've ever loved is dead. Bang. It's done.
Honestly, like the
and pull up your pants.
The JLA Avengers crossover that Kurt Busiek wrote had a lot of good Captain America JLA moments. Good. Especially with just like him and Batman encounter each other on a rooftop while the rest of their teams are fighting, and they just look each other over, and Batman's like, yeah, you could probably you might be able to do something. Do we have a spam in our chat?
I don't know. New comment. Is it spam?
That looks like a spam because it's a link sending me to Stubbs.com. Eli Young band is. Who the fuck is Eli Young? Who gives a fuck?
Okay, if that's not spam, you better explain it. Otherwise, we're not.
Okay, Zelda 2345.
That's spam. Oh well.
Okay, fuck off.
Okay.
Zelda is fired.
So next one, 5. If everyone who was ever on the carousel played a giant game of Monopoly, who would win?
Not me.
Me. The end. Next.
I kind of hate Monopoly. It's one of those games. I'm finally kind of wrapping my head around it, but it's one of those things that just doesn't engage me enough to really want to play it because
Fair
it's
enough.
too much about competing. And if it's not interesting outside of competition, then I don't give a shit.
I'm trying to think of who that would include, because that would include most of the old Tilt cast.
It is, as Louis C.K. said, it is
Joey,
very
Lauren,
dark.
Yeah, Joey, Lauren, Sam, you, me, Stretch.
Trent, Justin,
Trent
Holly.
Too? Okay, yeah. Justin, I guess I can put Holly.
But they've all been on the carousel.
Holly probably wouldn't give a shit and would just let it play out however it goes.
I can't, for some reason I pictured Justin being gung-ho about winning but losing horribly.
He would not lose horribly, but he would land somewhere in the middle. But he would definitely
dignified middle.
He would definitely be all gung ho about it. Trent would try to game it, but I really think that it would be Randy who would actually come out on top of that.
Well, here's the thing. I played a lot of games with Randy. Randy's such a giant prick in games from the get-go that no one ever wants to trade with him.
There you go. So he probably would win because going on the assumption that none of us knew that until right now.
What?
Well, somehow I have the ability to make people trade really potentially good properties for things that don't really.
So then it would be you or Joey, because Joey.
Well, no, the thing is that you and I would eventually become the bastards in the game and just fuck everything up for everybody.
But I had the tendency to destroy people.
I could see Joey winning too, because Joey And when I've played with him, like sometimes he'll start out the prick, but most of the time he tries to be the mediator who is slowly winning and gaining ground on everyone.
Which is to say he's still being a prick.
I'm destroying
like,
you, yes.
Especially if the game has a social aspect to it, like Monopoly does.
Oh, dear.
Then he doesn't have to be super tactical. Like in HeroClix, he wants to get in and do damage real quick, which is not always the best tactic. But in Monopoly, that tactic is non-existent.
I really want to see him in a game of diplomacy.
Oh
my God!
Come over and hang out with them whenever they play games.
No. Diplomacy is like a 12-hour game, though. Have you ever played that?
No.
It's a replication of World War I, European theater only, and each one of the persons playing represents one of the countries in Western Europe. You basically go about Germany and head west. And what happens is you've got rounds of actions, including diplomacy, hence the name, where you go and decide who you're going to talk to, and you talk in as quiet a corner as you care to manage. You may even have to go outside the house to fucking do it. And you make whatever deals. You don't owe anybody any fucking information about who you talked to earlier, if you talk to anybody. And you then don't even owe them anything necessarily. Your word is only as good as you choose to make it.
That's right. And you then a class I had in college.
No shit. And so you go back to the table and you write on a little slip of paper, and you got one guy who has no role as one of the countries. He's simply the mediator of the motion of the game, and you issue all your orders down to him, and he plays them out, and you put them on the map. Then, so you have like build facilities to build facilities in order to build more tanks, build boats. If you've already got some, you deploy them or you don't, and you say where they go within whatever given range. And if you fuck up the language in your order, that order doesn't happen. And that is a nice little kind of pants down, because you might fuck up an order, and now and the order makes it obvious that you were going to fuck over somebody that you were being friends with a second ago.
Pants down, which by the way will be our next podcast.
So up front,
that one.
Oh God!
When I get extra money, I'm totally buying Neptune's Pride, and we're all going to play it because that is space diplomacy.
We also need to do a pandemic, because we've talked about this, and pandemic is wonderful because it is cooperative.
Yeah,
and
which is brilliant because it's not as simple as you would think.
I do get competitive sometimes, and that's a part of me I don't really like. So I definitely prefer the cooperative things.
I don't get competitive until you've pissed me off. And that's when it's not even competition as so much, it's like delivering justice in my brain.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about Neptune's Pride is it's all played on the PC. Everyone uses code names, so no one knows who each other is.
Oh,
you
right.
each control a sector of space,
yes.
And your goal is to control more than half the universe.
Yes.
That means conquering planets. It takes X amount of hours to send one ship from one galaxy to another. And you have to have the right amount of ships. You have to have scanning capabilities to even see what's on that planet. It usually goes ahead and tells you if someone controls the planet, but if it takes 8 hours to get to a star for you and someone had already sent theirs, you won't necessarily see their ship going to that star. So they could land on the star and you'll hit.
Oh.
You can form alliances, but they entirely allow lying and everything like that. Like, they basically have 8 technologies you can level up, and you can trade technologies with other people.
Oh, I need to be a part of this. And where is this by chance on Steam? Maybe, I hope.
This is basically only one person has to buy the game, and then they can set all the rules for it, and then you can have up to 8 players at the same time, and those 8 players get to play for free. It is an online game. It is by the guys who did Dive Kick, that same company.
I love that game. That is so damn dumb.
Stupid.
And the ad is even better.
Well, it's Neptune's.
John and I played that for like an hour.
I've only been involved.
So stupid, and it was ridiculous fun.
I've only played one game of Neptune's Pride, 2. It's the sequel, but and I played it with the No Quarters crew. And unbeknownst to me, I allied myself with Mackie from No Quarters, and the whole time, like, I decided at the beginning of the game, I'm like, there's going to be one person I'm completely honest to no matter what. And I accidentally fucked him over a time or two just on accident, but luckily he didn't retaliate. He wound up winning the game, and I probably came in second place. But at that point, it was like, it's going to take me 8 hours to betray you, and it's going to take him like 16 hours to win the game, so there's no real point. But it's a really fun game.
So it is it is really.
It's a game
very much diplomacy, just in space.
That game lasted about 3 weeks.
It's awesome.
I can see it. Anyway, and so didn't mean to make a complete and total tangent out of it, but that is the kind of game I want to see Joey operate in.
But that also kind of reminds me of the game we were talking about earlier, and I keep wanting to call it Sleeping Dogs, and I don't know why.
Because that came out. You're thinking Watch Dogs is the new one with all the technology and stuff.
Yes,
Sleeping Dogs has the whole Hong Kong action.
Because the online multiplayer, you can hack random people.
Yep.
And that makes me really happy.
It sounds to me like they integrated Demon Souls.
I heard a drum.